Hey, it's Game Hydro. We're doing another video about West Game. We're going to go over a tier list of who are the best heroes in the game. And we're going to rank them from S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier. Now, it's not going to be one of those lazy tier lists that you find online where every SSR hero is automatically given S tier and crap like that. No, we're actually going to look at their stats and their skills and determine who are the best ones and rank them for you. Now, grab a pen and paper if you want to keep this list handy for your own personal use. All right, first up, we've got Wyatt Earp. He is a Ranger troop leader. So he leads Ranger troops on maps and in expedition battles. Now, you can look at his maximum stats here by hitting the question mark. No, not that question mark. By hitting the hamburger menu. And you'll see what all of the numbers are and what they mean. So, hero attack, hero defense, hero health, etc. So, he's a little bit more biased toward toward defense as opposed to attack here, as you can see. Now, skill-wise, he's got Fire Bottle, throws a bottle and shoots it midair, creating a fireball that deals area damage equal to 300% of attack. That is actually really strong for a skill used by a troop that's not an SSR. So, as you can see, he's just an SR. Let's see. Take a small sip of whiskey, increasing critical hit rate by 30% for 5 seconds. Okay, so shaky hand if he's not drinking. Yeah, could be a little bit of a problem there in real life, but in the game apparently it's not. Increases attack speed by 20% for 5 seconds. Okay. Well versed in wilderness survival skills, reduces troop stamina cost in on-map battle against beasts and Daly's Caravan by 20%. Gale Gallop, troop march speed against beasts and Daly's Caravans is increased by 100%. That's actually pretty damn good. All right, so the expedition skill starts at 150, but upgrades to 300. All right, liking what we see out of this guy so far. Let's go ahead and go to Mari Flores. So Mari Flores is evenly balanced between attack and defense, slightly less health, and she is a Ranger leader also with an even bigger boost to the Rangers than Wyatt Earp had. All right, expedition skills. Quickly disengages your rifle and fires, dealing area damage to nearby targets by 300%, and destroying shields. Pretty good. Special substance that deals damage equal to 250% of attack and reduces attack speed by 3% for 2 seconds. 2 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time, but the way battles go in this game, it actually can make a little bit of a difference. When health is above 50%, increase attack by 20%. Not too bad. Lance Deterrence, reduce enemy attack by 20%. Reduces training resources cost by 10%. Increases training speed by 20%. All right, those are all pretty good and useful boosts in my opinion. I like hers slightly more than Wyatt Earp's, but I like them both. So Wyatt Earp, I'm going A- tier, and Mari Flores going A tier. Next, we're going to go Red Cloud. He is a shooter leader. And so maximum stats, they're about the same as Mari Flores. And then over to the skills. Lights up the arrow and shoots 3 explosive shots, dealing damage to the target by 180%, dealing damage to the areas nearby the target for 60% of attack. Okay, so less than the other ones. Hurtful Touch, basic attack has 25% chance to increase attack speed by 15% for 5 seconds. decent. Attack by 10%. Troop attack by 20%. With an increase of 5 when rallying for attack or defense. Increases troop healing speed by 40%. All right. Not super impressed with what I'm seeing out of Red Cloud. I do like the troop healing speed one, but overall, not one of the better ones I've seen. I'm giving this guy a B+. Oh, and the shooters have 100% attack and life added to them by being under Red Cloud. All right, moving to SSRs, we have Danielle Moonlight. Let's see here what we got out of Danielle Moonlight. So stat-wise, she's more of a defender. Her health is ridiculously high. So she is definitely more on the tank side of things. Let's go look at the skills. We got the bear rears up and strikes, dealing area damage, deal to 280 around the target, knocking them back. Ultimate skill grants a shield for 5 seconds equal to 140% of your defense. Pretty good. Fortress Edge increases attack by 15% of defense. Decent, but probably not worth an active skill. Bear Guardian forms a solid defensive line with her loyal mount, reducing troop damage by 25%. Excuse me. Now you got increased troop attack by 25, increased troop damage dealt by 25. So multiple different ways to improve the troop there. One is attack, one is defense. And it looks like her and everybody else, let's see, attack 280 to enemies around the target and knocking them back. The knockback's kind of nice. The shield is nice. The attack boost is nice. I like what she's bringing to the table. I'm giving her A tier. All right, let's go with Calamity Jane, who has pretty much almost the same stats, but way less health compared to Danielle Moonlight. So Calamity Jane here. Going to the skill area, we got Sulfur Hellfire. Fires a cannonball with 180% area damage. Burns enemies for 180 continuous damage. Increases damage taken by 180 for 2 seconds. Damn, that's a hell of a cannonball. Triple Barrage. Fires 3 consecutive cannonballs at one target, each dealing 150. Okay. 3 consecutive cannonballs, each dealing 150. That's equal to 450%. Fire Command. Increase attack of yourself and aid by 10%. Not that strong. Mobile Artillery. Increases defense and health. Let's see. Construction speed by 20. Resource cost by 10. Artillery skills comparable to those of a divine marksman. Increased troop damage by 20%. All right. So I'm liking her skill set for the overpowered attacks, especially, but including for the housing in your whatever your dwelling as well. So overall, I think I'm giving her S-, possibly upgradable to S, depending on how the rest of things go. Billy the Kid, SSR, overall skills / question marks a lot higher. Here is his stats. So his health is super high. His attack and defense are super high. And his, let's see, his aid, health, and exploration also super high. All right, let's see. All right, looking at his skills, lead bullets dealing area damage equal to 160% of attack to enemies in front and stunning them for 1 second. Sword energy on basic attack, dealing damage equal to 24% of attack to enemies in front. 10% chance to reduce damage taken by 10% and increase damage dealt by 10% for 3 seconds. Troop damage dealt 25%. Increases attack 25% as a troop leader. Reduces damage taken by troop by 25%. So for the troops, pretty good. Expedition skills, meh. But the stats are sky high. I gotta give him an A-. We're going to skip Tobias Flint, go to Emily. Now her stats. No, not that. She's more evenly matched, and she is a shooter leader. Hurls poison daggers, dealing 150% damage, poisons enemies for 3 seconds. Increases attack by 20%, fires venomous darts, dealing 200% damage, reduces target healing received by 50%. For 3 seconds. Somebody screwed up the HTML here, but chance to instantly recast Viper's darts after activation. And of course, this is Viper's darts. Okay, so multiple chances at that, pretty good. Increases troop damage dealt by 20%, additional increase of 5% when rallying for attack and defense. Increases research speed by 15%. I like having that one. I'm giving her an A because those are good skills. All right, now we got Ezekiel. His stats are much more biased toward defense and health, less on the attack side, and he's a leader of the Brawlers. Heals friendly units around by 120% of attack, and increases defense by 20%, lasting for 4 seconds. All right, so he's a healer guy. Heal the friendly hero with the lowest health percentage for 200%. Basic attack, 25% chance to restore 15% health. Reduces troop damage taken by 20% with an additional reduction of 5% when rallying for attack or defense. And increases troop attack by 20%. I believe he is the only healer in the game. Healers super important. They can help you beat really tough mobs. Mary Karina Putnam. She is a leader of Rangers. And her stats are more biased toward defense and health, but a little bit more evenly balanced. Prays to increase the attack of all allied heroes and aides by 5% and attack speed by 10%, lasting 4 seconds. Throws holy water, dealing area damage equal to 210% of attack. Pretty good. Redemption Yodel. While Hollowed Hoot is active, all allied heroes recover health equal to 15% every second. Reduces enemy attack by 20. Increases troop march speed by 100%. All right, her skills are pretty damn good. I'm giving her A+ tier. SSR, we're back to that. John Hex, leader of Rangers, and his stats are perfectly evenly balanced and massive boost to Ranger attack and Ranger life. 6-shot Symphony. Each bullet deals 120% damage and stuns targets for 1 second. That's pretty good. So 12, 24, 30, that's 720% total. So very good against boss types. After 4 basic attacks, fires an explosive shot, dealing area damage equal to 120. Every 3 basic attacks increases attack speed by 8%, which can stack and last till the end of battle. Hard to notice a difference of 8%, but okay. Has 80% chance to reduce troop damage taken by 30%. Continuous firing, 50% chance to increase troop damage by 50%. That's pretty good. Increases attack by 25%. All right, so a little bit of a gamble on some of those, but great stats and pretty good skills. I'm going to go A+ tier with this guy, especially because of the single damage attacks done by that bullet skill. Maeve Malaise. I probably pronounced that way wrong. She's slightly more biased toward defense and is a leader of Rangers. Throws a grenade, dealing 200% attack as area damage and inflicting bleeding. Deals 20% attack as damage and increases damage taken by 30% for 2 seconds. Alright, that's pretty good. Basic attack has 10% chance to trigger special grenade, which is this. 10% chance, that's pretty good. Restores 30% of max health when falling below 50% health. Triggers once per battle. Alright, self-healing, that's pretty good. Troop damage increased by 20%, additional 5% when rallying. Reduces troop damage by 20%. So, I like her skills a lot for an SR type. I'm giving it A+. She's pretty good. Alright, who is next? Let's go up to Dolores. Dolores' stats, let's see, a little more biased in favor of defense, but overall, pretty evenly matched. Shooter leader. Takes aim before firing, dealing up to 400% damage and stunning the target for 1.5 seconds. So that's pretty good against tough enemies. Fires both revolvers simultaneously twice, dealing damage by up to 180% of attack, and reducing target's defense by up to 30% for 2 seconds. We're going with the maximum skill percentages here because that's the comparison that's been going on the whole time. Spirit Beast, fearless of injury, only seeking to take down more enemies before falling. Reduces defense by 10%, increases attack by 15%. Alright, so she's primarily biased toward attack. Pretty good pairing with Ezekiel, probably. Dodging skill perfected in bar duels lowers troop damage taken by up to 20%. 50% chance to increase troop damage by up to 40%. That's pretty good. I like what brings to the table so far. So she gets an A tier. Let's go Big Bart now. He is more of a tank type. Low attack, high defense. Carries a flamethrower. Leads the brawlers. Sprays powerful flames, dealing damage up to 48% attack every third of a second, lasting for 4 seconds. So 48 times 12 or so. I don't know the math on that. That's like 560%. That's pretty strong, especially for somebody with area damage. Takes a big drink of liquor, restores up to 10% health, increases defense by up to 30% for 5 seconds. Small healing, but good buff there. Battle Rouse increases health by 4%, up to 20% after entering battle. Not that bad, especially for really strong health. Defense Master, a tough man with skin as rough as sandpaper, reduces troop damage taken by up to 20%. Unleashes a fire-breathing skill that makes outlaws retreat, reducing enemy attack by 20%. Alright, so, yeah, this dude, I'm really liking him as a tank. Probably the best tank I've seen so far. I'm going S- tier for him. Alright, this is the tier list of the different heroes and commanders in West Game 2. Hope you liked it. This is Game Hydro. Please like and subscribe.